have that same pink for the God Squad coming out.
Mm-hmm.
We don't have a Samira. We don't have a Samira ban at all. So that's fun. We do have the Kaisa being stolen, however. How does that make you feel, Mac?
Ooh, really interesting. Team 1 taking away a lot of the engage tools. Sharp Circle, dude, you can't let him get the Orianna back again after the game he just had on that pick, dominating over the Twisted Fate. You got to do what you got to do, Cowboy. We were talking earlier on the pre-show what kind of picks we could expect from God Squad, and notably the Akali has been left open. But first, we're going to be seeing the Shen locked in once again. And Beastlance, Gungeon was talking about it at the end of the last game. Keep the man off the Kalista. That may be where his comfort zone is. But the meta champions in the ADC role are reigning supreme currently. Kaisa among them, and a really solid early pickup in the draft.
I do really like this Kaisa, and then the backlash, is that the word? I don't know. The comeback, quote unquote, with the Xayah.
Yeah.
Xayah Rakan, still incredibly good. That's the obvious combo, right? And trying to throw the Rakan either as a ban or as forcing that support onto Rakan just really locks them in. We do have the Thresh, however, Kaisa Thresh. I'm not too sure about that bot lane. I believe it's good, but I'm not too positive on my knowledge in the bot lane meta. I'm a jungler myself. And, bronze jungle mentality. You just gotta avoid that lane as much as possible and hope your team doesn't win. Just saying.
Yeah, the jungle matchup is going to be interesting here, Cowboy. I wonder if we'll see Mr. Olaf make an appearance here. Hasn't been banned away or picked. It's only if I say it 3 times, right? Mr. Olaf will appear if I say it 3 times, maybe. Yeah. That's the second time. One more.
You're walking on thin ice, let me tell you.
The mid lane is going to be targeted here quite heavily, though. Outside of the jungle, focusing on this mid lane are both of these teams, as the Yone and Akali are going to be taken out of the hands of Sharp Circle. I wonder what's going to be left here is the Jarvan. Really? Jarvan is going to be locked in here for God Squad. A lot of options available, and they want to go for, Cowboy, as we've seen from these AOE teams, Team 1 and not Team 2, they love their team fighting. Jarvan's going to be a really solid engage tool. I'm kind of surprised. I don't think we've actually seen this from God Squad. The Rakan, Cowboy, the Psychic.
It's not Psychic. It's pretty obvious. But I do have a thing for birds, if I do say so myself. So. Yeah.
Rico's going to be watching this game.
Wildly out of context. Don't think of it like that. Rico is definitely going to be watching this game, but I do really like this Jarvan. I wasn't able to mention that much, but Jarvan, really good champion. In my
Another
opinion.
Another
bird.
The word.
They're listening. Okay, Rico. It's got to get the Galio drip. But with the new Jarvan skin, we're gonna see some Jarvan drip on the Rift. So that's going to be exciting. Jarvan into Hecarim. How does that make you feel, Mac?
The Hecarim, I think, in the early game is going to match up really nicely with the Jarvan. Both champions want to get out on the map early, so we should most definitely expect a lot of early game action surrounding the two of these guys. I think both junglers matched up really nicely against each other. Last game, Cowboy, we saw in the early game that early kerfuffle in the bot lane there, going heavily in favor of AOE God Squad. I think this Hecarim pick actually might give Team 1 the damage and really the kind of gank potential that they want to make that play in the bot lane work. But they got to be careful because Thresh Kaisa is absolutely brutal. And I think before really the Xayah is able to scale up, I think she might be able to scale up a little bit better than the Kaisa, just because Featherstorm is absolutely nuts. And the feathers, man, the feather recall of Xayah's E just can destroy a team if it all lines up and it's all set right. So I think it will be interesting for the Team 1 bot lane. God Squad, though, I mean, you can't sleep on Jabber and Beast Lance.
Oh
When
no.
these guys are on point, they're up there with the top supports in the league. So AOE God Squad, after picking up that win, now moving to 7-6 overall on the season, they're going to be looking to continue racking up those points. And really, I think Cowboy put the league on notice that, hey, we're starting to feel ourselves. We're starting to get comfortable. And when the second round robin comes back, Glaive and Meme City are going to have their schedules marked for AOE God Squad matchup, because I feel like they might be looking for some revenge as they continue to build confidence here and really find their footing in the new meta.
The Rakan pick, other than the obvious, Xayah Rakan combo, I do
Yeah.
think it's actually pretty good into Thresh, because if Thresh hooks your Xayah, or your AD carry, whoever they are, then Rakan just jumps on their AD carry, and suddenly it's, an even footing fight. Like, Thresh, yeah, he does have a lot of engage and peel, but so does Rakan. He also, has his healing, and his ult is so good. Rakan's ult is super slept on, like, honestly. Oh.
You're right.
Yeah, the amount of safety for the side of Team 1 gives me a lot of hope for them this game. I know I said the AOE God Squad probably gonna get that 4-0, but I have quite a bit of hope for Team 1 this game.
Yeah, I think we might actually be able to see a Shurelius come out on the side of Team 1, and I won't be too upset about it this time around, as long as it's on the Rakan and not the Anivia, and they should be off to the races. They've got the Hecarim move speed boost coming in with potentially Mega Gnar. Team 1's got a brutal engage. Don't sleep on Sharp Circle, though. I think the Syndra, a little bit ago, I think at the start of Season 11, a lot of people would have considered this pick old Season 10 nonsense, but I think it's been slowly but surely creeping back up into relevancy. And after the Orianna game, I mean, Sharp Circle is going to be ready to play those classic mid lane mages into the Anivia. And throughout this early game, if the Dark Spheres are landing, it's going to be another tough early lane for Cyclone. He's going to have to be real careful to catch Sharp Circle there in the Ice Cyclone.
Oh yeah. Syndra, I have a lot of experience. Not playing Syndra, but I'm really good friends with somebody who is an absolutely crazy Syndra. If played properly in a good team environment, she can just absolutely obliterate. But unfortunately, I am going to have to cut this conversation a little short. We are having a few difficulties, it seems, just hopping into Champ Select. So we are going to throw it over to an intermission, and then we will see you on the Rift. Actually, that's a lie. We won't see you on the Rift. The other guys will. But we'll be watching and chat with you. So, anyways, see you guys on the other side.
And welcome, ladies and gentlemen, on the Idea PC, joined by Gunjin on the desk, and we are here for game number 2 of AOE God Squad, all up against AOE Team 1. How you doing there, Gunjin? Ready to rock and roll?
I am doing great. I'm excited for game number 2. We've seen some adjustments from the side of Team 1 and God Squad. God Squad is running a very similar team, but it looks like there might be a little bit of an level 1 fight here. But no, it looks like both teams kind of just dissipating here.
Yeah, I'm just going to walk it on in, get some deep vision down, and, in all honesty, it's kind of advantage God Squad. I mean, you're able to get these deep wards, and Team 1 is not able to get really anything. So, should be kind of interesting. Should be kind of interesting to see exactly how this one's going to play out. Jarvan, though, going to opt for the top side clear here, as it would turn on out. And Hakrim going here for a pretty common clear that we see, starting on the Raptor camps, able to get a lot of that AoE damage off, and should work out pretty well for him overall.
And I'm excited to see what Team 1 has in store. They did pick the Lovers Duo bot lane. Looks like they might try to go for maybe a level 1 here with the Rakan W.
Yeah,
there it is.
Be looking for now. Grand Entrance going to be able to find Beastlands here really early. Riley going to be able to get a lot of damage down. They do not have an exhaust. He could be in some trouble here. He has the Ignite available, but will not call it. But Riley now actually going to take quite a bit of damage in return as well. So pretty even, I'd say. Pretty fair. I would go and surmise here as far as health goes. No, Fright Knight not going to be able to find it, though. He's going to take a lot of damage.
Close.
Yeah, it's a lot of punishment here. Flay, though, going to be able to find Riley. That's going to be the Ignite Flash follow. The heal is only going to be able to do so much. Oh, wow. Guardian proccing right there in time to be able to save him from the last burn of Ignite.
And I like how Fright Knight and Riley played that Lovers Duo bot lane, especially level 1, where they have so much power just because of the Xayah Rakan increase on the W, but overplayed it just a little bit. I would have liked to see Fright Knight just drop that Ignite on Beastlance, force out either the heal or Beastlance having to maybe be scared to flash it, because again, Ignite is on a lower cooldown than the heal. He can try to get that engage off maybe around level 3, level 4 when he does have all of his abilities and the Ignite up, but they overplay it. Jabber gets a lot of damage on Riley, and again, Fright Knight just goes a little bit too early, doesn't land it. Oh my god, mid.
Yeah, now Melt Scout going to be able to find the knock-up. The Flag Drag is there. Cyclone in some trouble. That's going to be the egg popped here for this Anivia, and they're going to get the kill on over, and first blood to Sharp Circle on this. Very well done.
Yeah, and again, we saw how big of a problem Sharp Circle became in game number 1, and again, AoE God Squad's kind of running a very similar team as they ran in game number 1, having Flaming Thunder in that top lane. Look for the roams, look for the Shen ultis, not doing much against the Gnar matchup, but having Sharp Circle on that control mid lane mage, and Syndra is even more of an oppressive mid laner than Orianna when she does get that lead, able to hit you with that unleashed power, just able to burst you out from 100 to 0, and this is looking really bad for the side of God Squad, especially in that mid lane, because we don't want to see the same performance from Cyclone as in game 1, where he got so far behind that he was not able to affect the map at all.
Here it is, though. Jabber here on the flank here. That's going to be the Grand Entrance to try and buy a little bit of time here. Riley, though, definitely going to be in trouble. Level 2, step between 3 members. Knows and accepts his fate. Even stops moving. And that's going to be another kill going right on over into the hands of this God Squad.
Jarvan the 4th is not that good of a meta jungler right now, but again, Mel Scout is making it work, getting the early ganks here, and oh, these lanes are going from bad to worse. Riley, again, we mentioned, did not have the flash or heal from that level 1 fight, and he gets punished for it. And Melscout's looking for something mid again.
Yep, you see the pings coming through here. Danger coming out here from that Anivia. Cyclone, though, definitely could be in some trouble here. That's going to be the wall, though. Be able to try and buy himself a little bit of space here. Blue Shift waiting in the wings here. I do not think they know that he is just quite around yet. But with that top priority there, Jarvan's easily going to be able to get the call coming down from Flaming Thunder, pick up that Scuttle Crab, and double Scuttle here on this Jarvan here pretty early. Feels really good as far as experience goes.
And that is like the jungler's dream right there. Every jungler that is watching this just going, oh, what an absolute nightmare for the side of T1, because Melscout just got a 3-minute gank off mid, a 4-minute gank off bot, and then got double Scuttle. How gross is that just, again, AoE God Squad just showing that in terms of laning phase, they're just outclassing the side of Team 1.
Now, I will say, though, with Jarvan being as active as he has been on the map, they are sitting currently right now at about even in experience. So I would even dare to say that top scuttle was a necessity, but Cyclone here just going to continue to get chunked out by those dark spheres. Now, granted, Syndra not exactly known for her mobility or her ability to get out of danger. So Hecarim, I think, is an absolute great pick when you know you have this very immobile Syndra that is in the mid lane. If she does overextend, kind of like where she is at right now, Hecarim is one of the faster ones on the Rift, so he can be taken advantage of here.
Oh, no.
Oh, that's going to be a little bit of a scatter of the week there. Yep, the Unleashed Power coming right on out, and that's going to be Cyclone going right on down the drain in the mid lane.
And Sharp Circle said, I woke up he's ready. He woke up ready for violence, and he's just absolutely bot lane.
Yeah, that's going to be the teleport now coming on in here. Melscout in some trouble, but Sand United will be able to keep him alive. Gnar going to come on in, though, with the flash, able to find it, and that's going to be the kill, going the way of Team 1 here in game number 2.
And this is what I want Damien Durst to do. We didn't see that in game 1. We got a lot of resources on the Gnar, but we didn't really feel like he ever affected the map, or honestly got too big of a lead in that side lane. He did end up picking up that top lane inner tower, but wasn't able to get much. But this game, again, looking for the early aggressive TP, forces the double flash out of Melscout and Beast Lance, and really turns that lane because it was looking really, really bad. If Melscout had gotten that gank off properly, if Beast Lance and Jabber kill Riley again, that bot lane would have gotten completely out of hand, but now Riley's going to be able to pick up the farm, push the wave in, and reset, and finally be able to get somewhat even footing in this bot lane.
You know, it really is just kind of a spectacular performance being put on here by Sharp Circle as well, I do have to say. I mean, he's able to keep this advantage in CS, keep it in kills, plays pretty smartly across the map, and really is a huge point of power for his team as well. And that's not even considering the fact that we saw Beast Lance just absolutely pop off there in game number 1, Gunjin. So, big things coming from this God squad here from good old Area of Effect. But all that being said, there are still some opportunities here for Team 1 to be able to get themselves back into this game, brush themselves off, and get the dust off of the top shelf here. They got to start coming up with something in the lab, Gunjin. You know, they got to be cooking something real special here for their sister squad. But that's going to be the engage here. Flag and Drag will be able to find it there. Blue Shift in a little bit of trouble. Going to have to be able to use his ultimate to get himself up and out and away. And a nice stun there from Anivia to be able to lock up Melscout, and Sharp Circle means there will be no kills going on over, but Herald priority definitely in their favor with the roam from Jabber.
And in terms of cooking up, I do think they're kind of brewing a long-term stew. Their late game is a very strong. Anivia is going to be able to control these team fights very well, especially with Jarvan not being that strong of a late game jungler. All he's going to be able to do is kind of box you in. But again, Anivia controls spaces so well. Kai'Sa being a little bit of a lower range AD carry will struggle dealing with the Anivia. But again, if Sharp Circle can put this... but mid lane.
Yeah, I'm looking forward here, but
oh no,
not a whole lot gonna happen. Melscout though with the flag and drag, able to find Fright Knight now. Gonna be in a little bit of trouble there. But yeah, overall, all said and done, that's just going to be the disengage. Sharp Circle did have the Unleashed Power available, so it would have been interesting to see if he was able to get close enough in range of the Rakan. It would have been a very dangerous situation for him to be in. But now Melscout and a Sharp Circle are going to be coming along here. Blue Shift going to be found out here into the jungle. Flag and drag to the Tribush, trying to get himself away here. Riley, though, chasing in tow. No engage just quite yet.
Yeah, and the map kind of settling down at this point. They're trying to get control around that bottom side river for that Infernal Dragon that should be coming up soon. But, bot lane.
Yeah, it's going to be a nice little hook there, though. But Blue Shift now going to be looking for Jabber. That's going to be Fright Knight coming in. And Fright Knight going out. You know, they're trying to get these ganks off with this Hecarim. But unfortunately, you know, Thresh is a great champion to be able to peel for your AD carry. Beast Lance plays pretty smart in the lane here. He's sitting right now about 30 CS up. He has a kill in his gold. Is currently sitting at about, well, 1k higher than his lane opponent. So, you know, you got to feel pretty good right now if you are this God Squad AD carry in this matchup. Now, what doesn't feel good, though, is taking auto after auto after auto from a small, fuzzy Yordle in the top lane.
No, not at all. The small fuzzy Yordle is getting, again, a sizable lead in that top lane matchup. I want to see how they try to translate. They are going to go for that first Rift Herald, so really good on the side of Team 1. Still being proactive, trying to make plays. The big problem that I have is still that monster in the mid lane with Sharp Circle already getting the blue buff, already having a lot of his stacking items ready to go. Once he hits that Luden's Echo plus that Seraph's Embrace, he's going to be super tanky. He's going to have a lot of AP. He's going to deal a lot of damage. And it's going to be a really big problem, especially in those mid-game team fights. Ooh,
Yeah,
they're dropping Rift Herald.
Yeah, Herald going to be dropped up towards the top side here. Flaming Thunder, though, going to be forced to either stand and fight, I think, here. But with Mel Scout and Sharp Circle kind of waiting in the wings, it does give him a little more opportunity to be able to not threaten that dive just so hard, though. Jaber now going to find Cyclone. Egg is available with a nice play there. And we're going to be pulling back just a tiny bit. Flash, though, away from the hook means it will not land. But that means that Unleashed Power will. Mel Scout, though, trying to stop Blue Shift here. Oh, there it is. Gonna go with the Cataclysm. Cinder actually gonna get stunned up under the tower there, and Nivea able to get the shutdown onto Sharp Circle. And I don't even know if they're gonna be able to find another kill here. Mel Scout with the Flag and Drive is gonna be nicely flashed away there by the Gnar. Gnar, no summoners available, and he is dead to rights. 1 for 1. Well said and done.
For one, but that is such a big shutdown to pick on the side of Cyclone. Sharp Circle and Jabber felt like they had enough damage to kill the Anivia through her health bar plus the egg, but just were just a little bit off, and Cyclone's able to stun up Sharp Circle under the tower, get that 400 gold shutdown, and honestly, he's not back in the game, not at all, because Cinder is still a kill threat, but he is a lot better than he used to be.
Yep, Fright Knight, though, gonna have to pay some respect here to Beastlands. Very, very strong on the Kaisa here. Has himself the pickaxe, the serrated dirk, and the quiver in his inventory as they're kind of duking it out here on the bottom side of the map. Mel Scout and Jaber, though, going to be clearing up the pit and picking up this neutral objective for themselves. Hecarim is up towards top, and they do not have to be worried. And oh my goodness, Beastlance, 1 Q there, able to just absolutely shred the health bar of this Rakan.
And you can see how big of a menace Kaisa becomes, especially when she gets that Q evolve, already hitting 100 AD with the Noon Quiver, Serrated Dirk, and Pickaxe early items. And yeah, isolated fighting against Kaisa is almost as hard as isolated fighting against Kha'Zix. She does a ton of damage, has a ton of AD, and she is a really big problem in these skirmishes that are happening around this Drake pit.
Yes, it's very, very unfortunate, but at the end of the day here, God Squad gonna be up 2 kills and about 1,000 gold here on Summoner's Rift at 13 minutes into the game. And Mel Scout, very, very much so, ganking heavily here, but the CS advantage definitely in favor for Blue Shift here. You know, all things considered, yes, you may have the 3 assists, but this Hecarim is sitting about 1,200 gold-ish ahead of his opponent, which is really a sizable amount now, though. Fright Knight maybe in a little bit of trouble if the hook can land. No, it will not, but Riley gonna have to definitely walk away from what is ultimately certain death. And that is going to be the call from God Squad to shift their members on down towards the bottom side of the map here and try and pick themselves up some kind of advantage with first turret of the game. But now Mel Scout going to keep on going in here. Fright Knight, Cataclysm will be able to find one, and that is going to be a very, very nice flag and drag to be able to avoid the Feather Storm from the Zaya. Beastland's going to be able to pick up that Rakan in the river, and a flash forward now coming out. Mel Scout going to be able to lock him up, and Syndra's going to put them down. God Squad coming away here with 2 kills on the table, and they are looking really mighty strong here in game number 2.
And this is probably one of the first times where I really do not like AOE Team 1's decision making right there. You had already basically decided that you're going to trade top tower for bot tower. Just go for the play. Allow Cyclone to farm up mid when Sharp Circle's going bot lane to try to force that outer tower. They could have honestly traded up gold at that situation because they would have gotten top lane tower first, traded for bot lane, and then gotten Cyclone all of that CS plus those plates mid, but they end up opting to try to kind of, going for it.
Might be a little force here now. Stand United coming in from the Shen. Fright Knight gonna have to walk himself immediately away. Mel Scout though, one more auto. Blue Shift will be able to pick that one up, and the Unleashed Power here, the auto got it. Sharp Circle. 1 for 1 in the mid lane and bot lane here for each team as God Squad able to make the play with the Syndra mid. And a nice teleport play off the back of the Gnar there coming from Team 1. So, honestly, both these teams really putting up a fight. And I want to see Team 1, though, really push the envelope here. I don't want them just to get kills. I want them to follow up with it with moves like this right here. Nice grand entrance is going to be able to get the charm up onto Jaber, but we'll trade his life for it right now. Can they actually find it? Yes, they can. Riley, what a man. That's going to be one stunned up Beast Lance, and a couple more autos will put him in the dirt. That's going to be the shutdown gold going on over to AOE Riley in the bottom lane.
And again, great play by Damien Durst, getting these stuns off, getting these Gnar ulti offs. He's really the bright spot for this team right now because, again, the decision-making from AoE Team 1 needs to be a little bit more kind of cohesive because they're trying to play around Damien Durst in this top line. They're trying to play around Blue Shift in this top side, but then Riley and Fright Knight keep trying to make these outplays in the bot lane when they're outnumbered, outgunned. And it's leading to situations like where they have to overforce right there. They used so many resources to try to get the Jabber kill. Again, it ended up working out because Beast Lance and Jabber ended up stepping up a little bit too far forward, but you cannot rely on the enemy team making mistakes to get ahead. You have to be the one that's proactively making the right moves that allows your team to get ahead. If all you're doing is relying on the enemy team to get ahead, when you play against teams like Meme City Esports, you're going to get just blown out because they don't make mistakes.
Yeah, then they haven't made a whole lot of mistakes here, but that's going to be a nice hook on to Blue Shift. He's going to go in and come right back out with the Onslaught of Shadows. Now the teleport, though, coming in from the Nivea, trying to find a Cataclysm, though, going to be able to find Blue Shift now. The teleport's all up in here. That's going to be the double kill, and he's going to get taunted up. Riley trying to turn this one around. Huge scatter of the week there. We'll be able to find the disengage, but that is a great team fight from Team 1 as they're going to be able to find the kills and find the turnaround.
Keep track of where Beast Lance went in that team fight because it felt like he just got absolutely insta-popped. Again, they tried to force it, but you've mentioned this before. That CS lead that Blue Shift's been building has caused him to get a lot of items, and he is one tanky, strong boy in the jungle. They tried to force it on him, and he just absolutely cleaved through the enemy team. And this is now a win condition for the side of Team 1. You have such a strong Hecarim pick. And again, the power of Anivia is coming through. Kaisa is not able to walk up in these team fights because of the amount of zoning that Anivia provides. And we're going to see this again. They're going for round 2.
Yep, trying to make another fight of it here now. Jaber, though, going to be in some trouble. Mel Scout. Gun out the back away, and that's going to be the squad. Huge stun there. Stand United now coming down from the Shen. Can they find the re-engage? Cataclysm not available as it was used in the last fight. But that is going to be a little underwhelming maybe here. Not yet able to find the entrance or a way into this one. Off of the back of that scatter of the week. Another one going to come through here. Sharp Circle really just trying to poke and prod his way through here. Gnar is available. There it is. It's going to come on out. Sharp Circle going to get knocked into the wall as Flaming Thunder goes in for the backline here with Mel Scout. Can they hand it? Do they have the damage? No, they do not. AOE Riley going to be able to clean it up here, and this is looking good for Team 1 as they're able to find Flaming Thunder. Up and over the wall here. Blue Shift's going to follow and underneath the tower. No, yes. Come on, ladies and gentlemen. Let's go for it. That's one more kill going over to this one fast boy in the jungle. Blue Shift 6-1-2. And that's AOE Riley 3-2-4. And they're going to be able to take this tier 1 bot lane turret.
And the numbers look great for Blue Shift, but what another big play by Damien Durst in this top lane. Gets the ultimate onto Sharp Circle. Sharp Circle doesn't end up using the flash, and I'm super confused by what the team fight call is for by God Squad, because again, you saw the Shen ulti go super ulti early onto Melscout, but he wasn't either in position or didn't have the cooldowns to get the engage off. It turns back into a 5v4 where it looks like Team 1 is stuck in the pit, but again, Damien Durst just builds up his rage, almost looks like he walks up to Sharp Circle, gets the ultimate, and then pretty much just solo kills him while the rest of God Squad just doesn't even respond, tries to go for the steal, and they get wiped in the pit by Anivia. Great team fighting by Team 1.
Yeah, absolutely is indeed. Their Rift Herald going to go on over and be their prize as well. They're going to be able to pick this one up just before Baron Nashor spawn, so you know, trying to get a little more on the map, trying to squeeze everything they can out of this lemon that is Summoner's Rift for some really nice lemonade. Jabber there, though, going to be forced to flash up and over the wall next to that top side red buff camp, and really just Team 1 playing extraordinary well.
Yeah,
you know,
their
they
team
had a
fight-
little bit of a rough early game there, Gungeon, but they were able to kind of pull this one back, getting these towers, getting these inhibitors, or I'm sorry, getting these objectives, neutral objectives on the map, and just looking very, very, very strong. Shelly now going to be bashing into the mid lane tier 2 here, as really God Squad can't do anything unless they find a scat of the week just like that, but a nice Feather Storm from Riley keeps him safe. Anivia, though, going to be the one subject to the hook, but now Blue Shift going in on the back line, trying to find his way out of Beastlands. Can he get the kill? No, he cannot, but Flaming Thunder going to flash away. Nice disengage here coming out from God Squad, but it's
Damien.
still a 2 for 1. Sharp Circle in some trouble.
These team fights are so explosive. Mel Scout and Jabber. Again, Jabber gets such a great hook onto Cyclone, is able to pull him into the rest of the team, but Anivia is able to get enough damage, and Riley was just free hitting there. Feathers on feathers on feathers on feathers. Like an absolute, I am completely blanking on the bird's name, but we'll go for maybe a cockatiel. What a team fight by Riley on this Xayah pick, and they do so much work. And again, Damien Durst is putting in so much work in these team fights, getting the damage off, putting so much zoning onto Sharpsicle. Sharpsicle's never able to really walk up, neither is Beastlance, and we're seeing it in these team fights. You have a short range mage. Again, Cinder does have some long range abilities, but honestly, a lot of her damage is really burst oriented and a lot of short range damage. Kaisa, very burst oriented, a lot of short range damage. They are just not able to walk up when Damien Durst or Cyclone is on the map, because Damien Durst will immediately Gnar ulti you if he has rage, and Cyclone has this glacial storm that is causing none of God Squad to be able to follow up onto Mal Scout's engage.
Yeah, absolutely. And, you know, if all of that wasn't bad enough, you still have to worry about this Hecarim diving into your backline, getting a huge flank off, and then fearing you into the waiting arms of Team 1. So it is a really, really kind of unfortunate position here for God Squad. They just haven't been able to find the engages, and their composition just seems to be very pick-oriented, right? You're looking for that one pick with a champion like Syndra, you know, waiting in the bush, finding the scatter of the week into the Unleashed Power, or even the Jarvan, right? Being able to kind of utilize the Flag and Drag on top of Cataclysm to buy himself time with the Shed. But unfortunately, they just did not have been able to find any of these isolated Team 1 members, and Team 1 has played a very, very dominating front-to-back traditional teamfight composition.
Yeah, it's just, oh, they're gonna go for the Baron here. They're making the call. And honestly, I like it. It looks like God Squad should somewhat recognize what's happening, and they're going to walk on over, and this is going to be a big team fight.
Yep, Melscott has the Flag and Drag, Cataclysm available, Smite is up, it will be a fight here if the wards do go down. Jarvan now coming on in, who's going to get this one down? That's going to be the Smite, blue team going to be able to get it though, Jarvan instantly down, but it's not going to be enough. Syndra able to find the scatter of the week, but blue shift right on it like white on rice. Melscout in a little bit of trouble here, is going to go down, double kill for him there. In the Baron Pit, an absolute slaughter here for AOE Team 1, as Flaming Thunder will go down, and that's the ace here for AOE Team 1.
The issue with this short-range damage dealer is becoming more and more apparent in these team fights. Again, such a great ulti by Melscout, gets Riley, gets Cyclone in it, but there's just no damage coming out of there. The Jarvan, all he has is Gore Drinker, all he has is a Shen on top of him. There's no damage being outputted, and in these 5v5 very clumped team fights, Cyclone and Riley are just outputting so much damage, and Team 1 take a sizable lead going into this mid game. Going into this late game, sorry.
Yep, absolutely. Also able to get themselves another dragon now, forcing Soul Point and sitting with about an 8 to 7k gold lead in their advantage as well. AOE Team 1 is in a prime position here to pick up their second victory of the season in the mid-league. Keep in mind, right, AOE God Squad, they are one of those teams that came into this matchup definitely being the odds-all favorites, but Team 1 kind of proving maybe that they've got a little more to offer here on the table.
Yeah, I mean, again, when you're counted out, this is when you have to perform. No one's believing that Team 1 can really pull out the win, but again, you see the pieces. Damien Durst is playing really well in that top lane. We saw it in Game 1. He's just been able to put it together, especially playing around his team. And again, Blue Shift now with this Hecarim hooks look like an absolute monster. They're going for an engage, but it does look a little bit overforced.
Yeah, I'm going to be looking for an Air Fright Knight. Just kind of taking this one pretty slow. They have no reason really to rush this one out. They have the Baron buff. They don't need to get caught or picked off here. You just buy yourself some time. Damian Dewhurst up towards the top side of the map. Going to be slowly pushing in that wave as well. So I like the two-prong attack here coming out from Team 1. Scout going to try to find something maybe on the flank, but this jungle is just so deeply warded that he's not going to be able to really get anywhere without this Team 1 squad knowing about it.
Yeah, and the second that Flaming Thunder went out of vision for the side of Damien Durst, the rest of Team 1 fall back until the Shen's in vision. They're not going to try to push. The second they see the Sen, they can try to push, get that bot lane inhibitor tower pressured in. Again, the wave clear from the side of God Squad's pretty lackluster. Besides Cinder just kind of using all of her abilities. They're going for it!
And that's going to be the Cataclysm on to 3 members there, but Blue Shift all once again right onto the Syndra. He knows what his target needs to be, and that's going to be a double kill now for O'Reilly. They're going to try to run down the rest of these members of God Squad here, and in an upset, they're going to be able to take probably the rest of these inhibitors here. Top lane also has a wave pushing, and Nivea trying to push this one as fast as she possibly can with the Glacial Storm. The Baron up. Minions are gone, but they do have that super there smacking along with him here. Jaber going to get thrown into the Nexus. He's going to go down here as Blue Ship is now dominating. And they're going to be able to find game number 2. They're going to be able to almost find the ace. But ladies and gentlemen, Team 1 looking strong here in game 2 of set 1 for the night. That's going to be 1-1. God Squad picking up one, Team 1 picking up the other here. What a performance and what a show. This Team 1 squad really showed that they have a little bit of heart and some fight in them today.
Yeah, and that's the big thing that I took away from both of these games is that AOE Team 1 is definitely not a team that just kind of withers away and dies. Again, laning phase, I think they were getting outclassed by the side of God Squad. We saw Sharp Circle get 2 solo kills. We saw that Flaming Thunder was able to play top lane super well, kind of play it super even. But in terms of team fighting, AOE Team 1 try to get ahead. They are innovative. They try to push the envelope. And in that situation, they got such an absolutely great fight from the side of Blue Shift. Again, that Hecarim was able to completely take over in a lot of these team fights. He farmed up, got super tanky, and Melscout kind of fell behind the curve. Not enough damage from the side of Sharp Circle. Cyclone became a really big issue in these team fights with the short range from the side of God Squad. And again, Team 1 pull out the victory. And for the side of Team 1, once you're a bottom tier team, you gotta get those victories wherever they come. Just one victory at a time.
Absolutely. With that being said, though, we are going to throw it on over to the analyst desk. So do not go anywhere, ladies and gentlemen. Mac, Dewey, and Cowboy Cass going to break down game number 2 for you.